And now the next presentation is going to be from NFM Congress. It's going to be the live one. Professor Loreta Tamasunaite from Latvia, the State Research Institute Center for Physical Sciences and Technology. Professor is one of the invited speakers of NFM conference, and she is going to present her presentation as wood-derived carbon materials for fuel cells. Professor, hello.
Okay, do you hear me?
Yes, Professor.
Okay, I will share my desktop, but I don't see you.
Professor, I would like to remind that this virtual congress is recording just now. And also, if you are ready, you can start your presentation.
Okay, I can now start?
Yes, if you are ready. Please, you can click the share screen section.
Yes, but I share, but just wait just a moment.
Yes, we can see now.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So, hello once more. I am Loreta Tamasunaite from the Center for Physical Sciences and Technology from Vilnius, from Lithuania. Today I will present a presentation about wood-derived carbon materials for fuel cells. Here is an outline of my presentation. So, fuel cells are actively investigated as attractive alternative energy sources for cleaner power generations. There are several types of fuel cells, each of which is generally defined by their operating temperature and the type of electrolyte we use. Some of most known fuel cells are direct methanol fuel cells, polymer membrane electrolyte fuel cells, alkaline fuel cells, phosphoric acid fuel cells, molten carbonate fuel cells, and solid oxide fuel cells. The choice of which type to use is often based on the targeted application of the fuel cell. Nowadays, various fuel cells are widely used in transportation, portable electronics, military applications. Here is the schema of direct ethanol fuel cell. So the operation of fuel cells is based on the reactions occurring at the anode, the fuel oxidation, and the reduction of oxygen at the cathode. The high efficiency of fuel cells is directly related to the anode-cathode catalyst, IG, where high activity towards the oxidation of the fuel and the reduction of oxygen. As well known, platinum is the best catalyst for hydrogen, methanol, ethanol fuel cells, but the main problem is the high cost of it. To improve the performance of fuel cells and to decrease their cost, the main attention is focused on the research and development of novel platinum-free catalysts. In this recent decade, great interest has risen to develop metal-free and cheap electrocatalysts derived from biomass. The synthesis methods are quite simple, which in turn favors the widespread use of these materials. So herein we report a facile strategy to synthesize an electrochemically active nanocarbon material from the renewable and biological resource wood biomass. So wood-derived carbon material was obtained from old charcoal as the biological waste, which was activated with sodium hydroxide at high temperature. When the obtained activated porous carbon was doped with nitrogen, also at high temperature, using a cheap precursor, titanium. The prepared nitrogen doped carbon material then could be used in metal air batteries or fuel cells. So, as seen from the same images of this prepared material, the obtained carbon material exhibits an irregular granular structure. It consists of mostly amorphous carbon with a rough surface structure, but at the same time, some parts of the catalyst show the typical structure of nanoplatelets. According to TEM analysis, the material consists of graphitic lattice fringes. This likely correlates to the platelets from the same images as well, and areas of amorphous carbon that has a porous structure. The thickness of the 10-time layered catalyst particle is 3.55 nanometers, and the interlayer spacing between two layers is about 0.35 nanometers. Likewise, the interlayer spacing of few layered graphene is also close to 0.35 nanometers, revealing that some parts of the catalyst possess a graphene-like structure. So when the surface elemental composition was studied using X-ray photoelectron spectroscopy, as seen from the data, the carbon peak mostly consists of sp2 hybridized carbon atoms. The nitrogen content in the nitrogen doped carbon material is quite low and equal about 1.56 mass passengers, and therefore the intensity of carbon peak is also rather low, but it can be deconvoluted into different nitrogen species. The nitrogen peak was fitted, and 4 peaks can be identified: pyridinic, pyrrolic, graphitic, and oxidized nitrogen. Most nitrogen was in pyridinic form, about 59 passengers, followed by graphitic form, about 53 passengers. The amount of pyrolytic nitrogen and oxidized nitrogen was about 21 and 23% respectively. So when we investigated the oxygen reduction reaction on this nitrogen doped wood-derived carbon material, the experiments were carried out on glassy carbon electrodes in potassium hydroxide solution by using the rotating disc electrode method. And as seen that for this nitrogen doped wood-based carbon material, one set electrode potential is approximately at 0.92 volts versus reversible hydrogen electrode. One can also see from this figure that despite increasing the rotation rate, the one-set potential remains the same, indicating at least the short-term stability of the catalyst. So the Kotytsky-Levich plots we are also constructing using the oxygen reduction reaction polarization data shown in this figure. We see that the Kotytsky-Levich lines are approximately linear, and the intercepts of the extrapolated lines are close to zero, indicating that the oxygen reduction process happening on the electrode is diffusely limited within the potential range studied. The number of electrons transferred per oxygen molecule was also calculated at various potentials using this Kotytsky-Levich equation, and it was determined that this value electron transfer number is close to 4 in the potential range studied, which indicates that oxygen is directly reduced to water. So also we made the comparison of oxygen reduction activity on various other materials. We compare activity of all-prepared catalyst with well-known Vulcan XC72R and with known 20% and 40% platinum carbon catalysts. As seen from this data, the one-set potential and half-wave potential for the nitrogen-doped catalyst is much more positive compared to the most commonly used catalyst support Vulcan XC. The slight negative shift to the one-set potential is observable in comparison with 20% of platinum carbon catalyst, but at the same time the diffusion limited current density is reaching much higher as compared to the commercial 20% platinum catalyst. The results obtained ascertain that wooden biomass can be easily transformed into novel carbon nanostructures with superior oxygen reduction activity and the possibility to be used in fuel cells and metal air batteries. Such electrolytic activity in alkaline media can be explained by the synergistic effect of a high surface area and poor volume and high pyridinic nitrogen content. As known, the pyridinic nitrogen lowers the one-set potential of the oxygen reduction, and graphitic nitrogen acts as an active center for the oxygen reduction, which in turn helps to achieve higher diffusion limiting current density. Meanwhile, other nitrogen species such as pyrolytic nitrogen and oxidized nitrogen have no significant effect on the activity of oxygen reduction on nitrogen-doped carbon materials. So in order also to use this catalyst not only as a cathode material, we also try to prepare some catalysts by modified this with some metal nanoparticles. In this case, we modified the prepared nitrogen-doped carbon material by gold nanoparticles. So by using the chemical adsorption method, and the reducing agent was a mixture of glucose and ascorbic acid, and so the nitrogen top carbon material and pure carbon were dipped into the solution of those composition for 1 hour at room temperature, and then the obtained catalyst was investigated. So we can see, according to some analysis, that the gold nanoparticles in size of 30 up to 50 nanometers were deposited as on nitrogen-doped carbon material as on pure carbon. Also, it should be noted that the amount of gold nanoparticles was larger on the carbon surface. So then we also investigated the electrocatalytic activity of prepared catalyst towards ethanol oxidation. Here you can see the cyclic voltammograms recorded on the investigated catalyst in the background solution is black solid line, and in that solution containing 1 mole of ethanol, here we can see that ethanol oxidation on the nitrogen-doped carbon material occurs, but the current densities is not very high, and during long-term scanning, the current densities decreases, showing that pure nitrogen-doped carbon catalyst is not so active for ethanol oxidation. So here we can see that significantly higher ethanol oxidation current densities were recorded on the gold nanoparticles modified nitrogen-doped carbon and pure carbon. We can see that the obtained current densities are similar, but after normalizing these currents by the gold loadings for each catalyst, we see that, we see that the highest activity has the catalyst when gold nanoparticles were deposited on nitrogen-doped carbon material. So we also investigated also the deposition of cobalt nanoparticles on nitrogen-doped carbon material, and cobalt nanoparticles were deposited on the nitrogen-doped carbon surface using the electroless metal deposition method and morpholinear borane as a reducing agent. This figure presents the term image of the cobalt nanoparticles modified nitrogen-doped carbon material, and here we see and the corresponding ADX spectra of this catalyst, and the ADX analysis confirmed the presence of cobalt in this material, and moreover, cobalt nanoparticles in size of 15 up 25 nanometers were deposited on the nitrogen-doped carbon surface. Figures presents the data obtained from XPS analysis. So this figure shows the XPS survey spectra for the nitrogen-doped carbon modified with cobalt nanoparticles. Main peaks of carbon oxygen, nitrogen, and cobalt are indicated in this figure. It was determined that cobalt content in this catalyst was about 11.61 atomic percent. Moreover, a relatively low amount of nitrogen content of 2.97 atomic percent was in the nitrogen doped carbon sample modified with cobalt nanoparticles. As so results of the convolution spectra of cobalt show typical two main peaks at energy binding energies at 780.7 and 796.6 electron volt, and the expressed data show that cobalt is in the oxidized state, such as in cobalt oxide or cobalt-free O4 oxide. So then we also investigated the activity of this catalyst towards ethanol oxidation by recording the cyclical tomograms in the background solution, this solid line, and in the solution, and in that solution containing 1 mole of ethanol. And so what we can see that the significantly higher anodic oxidation current densities are recorded on cobalt modified nitrogen doped carbon material, indicating its activity for ethanol oxidation. So here in this picture, we compare the activity of gold nanoparticles modified nitrogen doped carbon and cobalt nanoparticles modified nitrogen doped carbon activity towards ethanol oxidation. And what we can see here that the significantly higher anodic current densities are recorded on the cobalt nanoparticles modified catalyst, but the oxidation of ethanol on gold nanoparticles modified nitrogen doped carbon begins at more negative potential values, indicating a high activity of this catalyst. So also we investigated and the oxygen reduction activity of cobalt nanoparticles modified nitrogen doped carbon material, and here we can see the same tendency as in previous experiments. When set potential is equal about 1 volt for the cobalt nanoparticles modified nitrogen doped catalyst, and the current density increases with an increase in rotation speed, which can be explained by a shortened diffusion distance at higher speeds. It should be noted that the current densities also are higher at nitrogen doped carbon materials modified with cobalt nanoparticles if we compare with the current densities obtained on the non-modified nitrogen doped carbon material. So the both materials showed electron transfer number equal to 4, and on all studied potentials, meaning that these catalysts produce little to no hydrogen peroxide and they are highly active for oxygen reduction reaction. So Vilainė sweep voltammetry curves also recorded in sodium hydroxide solution saturated with oxygen, yes, at 1600 RPM. Also we compared each with together, and we can see that the nitrogen doped carbon material modified with cobalt nanoparticles significantly is higher for oxygen reduction reaction. And according to the obtained results, the following conclusions were made. And so the obtained nitrogen-doped wood-derived carbon materials that have a graphene-like structure exhibit surprisingly high electrocatalytic activity for the reduction of oxygen, which is similar to that of the commercial platinum carbon catalyst in alkaline mineral. Also, it has been determined that nitrogen-doped wood-derived carbon modified with gold nanoparticles had a higher catalytic activity for the electrooxidation of ethanol than the pure carbon or nitrogen-doped carbon alone, indicating the synergistic effect of gold nanoparticles and nitrogen-doped carbon or carbon. Moreover, the highest mass activity for ethanol oxidation shows the gold nanoparticles supported nitrogen-doped carbon as compared with that of gold nanoparticles supported carbon. Also, it was found that the modification of nitrogen-doped carbon material with cobalt nanoparticles results in enhanced activity for the oxygen reduction reaction as compared with that of pure nitrogen-doped carbon material. And so the proposal synthetic strategy may offer a novel, simple, and green road to prepare low-cost and high-efficiency nitrogen-doped wood-based derived carbon materials and those modified with metal nanoparticles as the next generation catalyst for the fuel cells. So also those catalysts may be successfully used in the direct ethanol fuel cells. I want to acknowledge the Research Council of Lithuania and also my colleagues working together with me. Okay, thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Professor, for your nice presentation and very interesting work about the carbon materials. Yes, I want to ask all our participants, do you have any questions? If you have any questions, you can write your questions to chat part, or if you want to ask your question by yourself, please write the chat part about you have a question. We can wait a few minutes. After that, we are going to have a coffee break. I think for now there is no question. If any participant want to ask any question about this nice presentation, you can send an email to Professor Thomas Kaite. Thank you, Professor, again.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Just now, we are going to have a coffee break about 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, we are going to start one of the UPMA's live presentation by Dr. Mehmet Alp Ilgaz from Slovenia. Thank you. Kapat abi.